Ah, the beautiful sound of rain coming from a guitar. Rob Scallon, you've done it again.
But what's really fun about the song is that the effects I'm putting my guitar through are essentially doing the bulk of the work.
Hang on. It's an effect?
The effect here doing most of the work is the delay, where the delay comes a dotted eighth note after the initial one that you played. And that really fills out the gaps and makes you sound like you're a much better guitar player.
So that got me thinking, is there a way to play rain without effects? That was before I realized all the videos on the internet of people playing rain without effects. Don't judge me, but here we go. Alright, so first of all you open MuseScore and you look up Rain by Rob Scallon. Usually the first result is the correct one. You pick it and you download it and you realize you have to subscribe. So instead you just transcribe it the way it is by eye on the software of your choice, but I use MuseScore because it's free and it's the best. Then you open your very legit copy of Ableton and add the note echo effect to the MIDI timeline. After tweaking some few simple settings, you end up with the exact same thing that Rob plays using the delay effect pedal. Then you get a second MIDI layer, prime it for recording, and you get this monstrosity. Okay, then you export the MIDI and open it on PowerTab first. Now I have no idea how to use PowerTab, I just use it so that when I transfer files from Ableton into MuseScore, I don't get them as piano. Instead I get them as guitars. Anyways, you export the MIDI from PowerTab itself and move it onto MuseScore, in which you get your final result. Alright, let's play this thing. It's very mechanical. Okay. See, it has very easy chord shapes, but really difficult patterns in the fingers. Not really difficult, but it's not easy either. It's not intuitive. It's not like or like something that follows a certain pattern. This is like thumb, finger, 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 finger. Like it's not consistently looping in a certain way that you'd expect, like pieces that are written to have like arpeggiations or repeated notes. So it's not it's not necessarily easy to play. It's actually a lot harder than it looks. It's so confusing. Very reminiscent in my mind of Villalobos' first etude. See, his first etude, by the way, if it sounds like it's far away, it's because my mic is pointed at my guitar now. Villalobos' first etude has very, not basic, but like normal chord shapes, but you have to play in a certain annoying pattern. It's like a... So it has like a looping kind of pattern that also repeats, but it's not intuitive because you have to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth consistently to get that sound. That sort of effect that you get And it's also way faster than this. I'm barely playing it at speed. It's because I haven't practiced it, and I tried it once, and it's really difficult. But it's creates a very cool effect, similar to here. It creates this effect of reverb, of like several instruments at the same time, because you have this bass or harmony that's ringing out, and then you have the punchy high notes kind of punching through, and also they don't reverb as much, so it creates this really nice full effect of sound, similar to here. This one's easier though, I have to say. Like the Rob Scallon's, if you want to play it without a delay pedal and get the delay effect, it's actually easier than Villalobos's piece, mostly because of the speed, but also because it spans 3 string stops in that piece, in Rob Scallon's, instead of having every single string having to be played from Villalobos's etude most of the time. It gets easier afterwards. Yeah. That needs a lot more practice. Here's what I will say though. It's definitely doable. As a piece of music, it's actually a lot easier than you'd think to play. Now, obviously, the way I wrote it here, it's written for classical guitar, because on classical guitar, usually you don't want to play all the way up, like on the 17th fret. What was it, like this? Like you usually don't want to fucking play all this way, so you can just transpose it, or not transpose it, but rather move it down to the same note down the neck, because, well, we have full bodies on classical guitar. So yeah, I cannot make this sheet available. Don't look in the description. This sheet is not available for anybody. Don't look in the description. This sheet is not mine. I don't own this music. It's Rob Scallon's. Don't look in the description.